Where was Kingdom Hearts 2 during Hurricane Katrina, eh?
What the fuck? Orange? Hey everybody, it's your Highness Pubert here. I know it's been a while, but I decided fuck it, I'm doing game reviews now because I love video games so much that I just come at the thought of playing them. This channel is going to focus on doing reviews for games that people don't really talk about, which are mainly indie games, like the one we're talking about today, Zero Ranger. What is Zero Ranger? Well, it's a shmup. What's a shmup? That's a shortened term for shoot 'em up. Well, what's a shoot 'em up? This. I'm glad we cleared that up. On the surface, Zero Ranger looks like your typical shmup, but below all that lies one of the greatest games of the genre, and one of the greatest indie games just in general, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Fair warning though, I believe this is one of those games that benefits from a blind playthrough, so if you care about that, then I think you should go buy the game, play it, and then come back and watch the video, because this is just basically one giant... Wow! I really do insist you buy it. This game deserves to be one of the top indie games out there. If you don't care about spoilers or are just a broke ass bitch, then keep watching. Hey guys, Editor Pubert here to say that I'm a dumbass for not telling you where to buy this game. It's only on Steam for about $12. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go buy the game. Or you can just type this link out if you enjoy pain and suffering. This isn't sponsored or anything, I just really want you to buy this game. Oh, and sorry for all the echo and reverb in the audio, I'll try and get it fixed next time. Zero Ranger pretty much excels on all aspects. The art is very well done, despite it only being 2 colors. The gameplay is very fun and engaging, and very, very, very hard! Fuck! But most of all, the story is fucking insane and cool and integrated into the gameplay extremely well. What? You might be asking yourself, a shmup with a story? Yes, a shmup with a story and a really cool ass mood, which I will explain if you would just shut the fuck up. Before I talk about all that, let me explain the gameplay a bit first. There are 2 ships to choose from, the Type B and the Type C. They each have their own unique attributes and can change the gameplay quite a bit depending on which one you choose. I chose the Type C, of course, because the other one just looks fat. Ever heard of the gym, fatty? Anyway, after you start the game, it shows you how to play it, in case you're stupid. Look, you can move using the stick. Oh, you can shoot too. Ah, you can move it and shoot. Wow. Thank God it told me to evade the bullets coming from the other ships. I would have looked real stupid if I tried collecting them. It even tells you where your hitbox is, and it shows you these orbs, which are your power-ups. Once you beat certain levels, you get to choose whether you shit bullets backwards or sideways, and you get this lock-on missile weapon or this giant charge shot. There are also 2 more, but they're really epic and have to be explained in more detail later. Zero Ranger also has this interesting mechanic where you earn your continues through earning points. Whenever you die, this lotus flower fills up, and when it fills up all the way, you get these orbs, which you can use as continues. As you earn more orbs, you earn more continues, and you can get up to 8 of them. Trust me, you're gonna want to remember this little mechanic here. It'll be on the test. And it's 100% of your grade. Oh yeah, and you can do this cool little roll. So how is the story insane and cool and integrated into the gameplay extremely well? When you first boot up the game, you're greeted with a little bit of a lore dump. It asks you for your name. Mine is Pube Ranger. Then it explains how your very Earth-like planet named Daikon has been invaded by aliens named Green Orange that have literally taken over all of the planet's defense force, and the color palette apparently, turning some of the fighters against you, including their primary fighter named Grapefruits. And now there are only 2 secondary fighters left to stop the entirety of the invading forces. That is literally the definition of a hopeless situation. Like, I'm sure if those pilots were real, they'd be just shitting themselves in their seats. Constantly just shit everywhere. Brown shit because of all the dookie. Just poop all over the cockpit. As you fight the invading forces, they seem like normal ass robots. But in reality, the robots are the aliens themselves. That's just fucking cool. I mean, just look at it. It's got a giant eye, and that one has an eye too, and that one has a bajillion eyes. Oh, fuck. I hope they're not watching me eat cough drops with a wrapper on. The music even distorts a little bit when you discover their eye. I mean, that's cool too! Like, what else can I say about it? Everything is just so cool in this game! Even the cute little tips it gives you every time you game over are cool! Thanks, game! You're really cool for telling me that fact that I already know. Another cool thing is the moment you meet Grapefruit. You see her and you're all like, "Boo! You bitch! I'm gonna kill you! You betrayed us! How could you?" But you defeat her and she gives you something. Another power-up? I mean, I'm already so epic. What else could it possibly be? Holy fuck, I'm Gurren Lagann! But wait! Another rad thing happens. You get a warning that a giant laser is gonna come down and slaughter you both. But Grapefruit sends her shield towards you, the one she was using in the previous fight, and she dies, protecting you from the laser. Grapefruit still had a semblance of humanity left. Now that's how you tell a story in a game. The moment would have been less impactful if it stopped the whole game to be like, "Hey, I'm Grapefruit. You fight pretty well, kid. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you a story about how I got my dick stuck on the toilet." I'm good. So I was standing on the toilet, perfect 9-inch rod in hand. No, that would have been terrible. This fast little scene not only adds a bit more to the story of the game, it also feeds into the mysterious and chaotic nature of the game. A shmup is supposed to be non-stop action, so the fact that they managed to deepen the game's story without stopping it for 30 minutes to tell you things is great. Zero Ranger does have those moments where it makes you stop to read text boxes, but they never really overstay their welcome. By the way, the drill damages enemies if they touch it and can stop certain bullets from hitting you. On the other hand, the other power-up gives you a ponytail and a big sword, and it helps you deflect bullets. But the drill one grows even bigger when it causes enough damage, so I went with the drill. Throughout the game, the story is shrouded in mystery. You get a lot of these moments where you're like, huh? For example, that moment with Grapefruit. After that moment, the game just gets weirder and weirder. Even when you get to the end the first time. Yes, I did say first time. You sit there staring at the screen, mouth agape, reading all that text, and then it suddenly just sends you back to the beginning. Wait, I have to do this all over again, but different and more cool? Oh my god, this game fucking sucks! Once you get to the end the first time, you talk to a computer for a bit. At this point, you're not sure where this thing came from, but it seems like it's trying to help you. It tells you that its core has been overtaken by the enemy, just like the rest of the defense force, and that you have zero chance of survival. It's even embarrassed about it. Oh, what a cute little computer. No, you're wrong. This thing is evil. It just ends up sending you to different mini-bosses without any explanation and then decides, hey, let me hide you from my big bad boss by sending you to the beginning of the game again? What? And it's harder? Oh my god. I'm dying. Even though you have to play the game again essentially, it is different enough that it doesn't really matter. There are new and harder bosses, and the enemy placements are different as well. It's still super fun, like here you get to fight this abomination, and then you fight this cool onion robot thing with hands. They're stupid hands though, cause they only got 4 fingers. Ew, what are you, Mickey Mouse? Grow another finger, nerd. Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, I was just kidding. And you get to beat Grapefruit's bitch ass again. Fuck you. What do you mean break the vicious cycle? What do you mean there is something missing? God, if only somebody would give me a hint in the form of like a cute tip or something. I don't know. Oh, I'll show you true power, you fucking bitch. What that means is you have to show her your epic Gurren Lagann form. And when you do show her, she's ready to show you her full power. I love this because it shows you why Grapefruit was the primary fighter before she got taken over. Like, you see all her moves and you're like, damn! If she was the main character of this, I would have destroyed this game, bro. And she even turns into a ship like you! Look at how cool her ship is! Again, these tiny little details adds to the lore of the game without stopping the entirety of it to tell it to you. You get to experience the power of Grapefruit firsthand by fighting her. The power of the one meant to destroy Green Orange. God damn, Grapefruit is fucking cool. Too bad she's dead though.
Got him!
After all that, you finally make it back to the bitch ass computer and it gives you the final power up. Once you collect the final power up, the game ends? Well, I guess that's it, right? I don't gotta play this game no more. It doesn't get any harder than this because it's done, right? So I can just, I can finally get up and go make myself some pancakes or some shit. So yeah, this is the final level of the game, and I'm using air quotes in case you didn't realize this video isn't almost done yet. This is the game's ultimate deception. As you play, you're like, wow, this power-up is really cool. I'm completely obliterating everyone. The longer it goes, you start to realize something. Wait a minute, I wasn't this good at the game. Because you haven't lost a single life, even after getting hit a bunch. Every time you get hit, these bombs around you explode, eliminating the bullet that was about to hit you. Wait a minute. This is fucking weird. The boss is defeated with ease, you collect the final orb, and you think to yourself, really? That was the big bad evil boss? A fucked up Toy Story character? The game then sends you to a pinball game? Everything is so confusing here because it sends you back to that menu to start the same level again. You beat it again, you get a dating sim. Do it again, you get a weird little RPG. It looks like you're stuck in an endless loop. This is another one of those moments you have to figure out on your own. It doesn't give you a hint. It makes you use your big smooth ass brain to figure out what's causing the cycle. At this point though, you might have figured out that you can actually break the other power-ups without collecting them. So you decide, fuck the orb. After you do fuck the little slut orb, the navigator that talked to you during the final level is shocked and your character finally speaks. This moment hits so hard because at this point the game hasn't had characters speak. It's only been the computer. The main character tells the navigator lady, which by the way is Green Orange, the main villain of the game, that she knows this isn't real and to send her to their leader. As Green Orange is about to attack you, Grapefruit comes and saves the day! Yay! Woohoo! Grapefruit! Yay!
Every man should get grapefruited.
Then Mido, the main character I chose, and her have a little back and forth. But Mido's realized none of this is real. It's just a simulation. Grapefruit is fucking dead. Grapefruit is 6 feet underground, but like, not really. She exploded into a billion little tiny pieces, so she's probably just frozen meat chunks in space now. Aw, Grapefruit, you even came to save me in a computer simulation. Oh, why do bad things happen to good people? Oh God, I have to shoot her. Oh, no. Somehow, that was so intense. even though I wasn't doing anything. The fact that no other character had really spoken before, combined with how unexpected this all is, makes the moment that much more emotional. Zero Ranger has just been constantly breaking shmup conventions at this point, by letting you shoot backwards, the sideways level, the different endings, the story, the free roaming level. Because of all this, you want to see what else the game has to show you. After all that wacky shit happens, the computer talks to you again and tells you how hopeless it truly is. Nothing awaits you but despair are its final words to you before launching itself into space and sending you down into the unknown. As you descend, it gives you these orb amoeba things to kill, which are there to give you a couple extra lives, because you're gonna need them here. And then the boss appears. It teaches you how to beat it by slowly increasing the number of orbs it sends out at you. More good game design, by the way. After game overing several times, because you suck donkey chode at this game, you're probably all like, "Fuck yeah, I finally beat it! Oh yes!" But it has another phase. And holy crap, this place you fight in is absolutely gorgeous. The way it scrolls is just fucking perfection. I just want to stop and stare at it, but... stop! Just let me admire the background! This might be the part where most people give up because this shit is fucking difficult. And guess what? Your boy here did it because your boy here is good at video games. Get wrecked, stupid bitch! In your face! After beating that boss, there is this cool little sequence of you escaping the exploding planet? Ship? I'm not really sure where you're in, but it's cool regardless. But even after all that, we still haven't beaten the game! So, what happened? The computer comes back to tell you that apparently while you were valiantly fighting the boss, the rest of the aliens have wiped out the entirety of humanity. You're the last human alive, and you're about to die because the explosion basically destroyed your ship. It explains to you that through the power of Zero Ranger science, which is very real, it can send you back in time. There is a chance to end it all before it even began. You have a chance to kill Green Orange from when they were first conceived, and you only have one shot. I told you to remember this! I fucking told you! Look, it's the Lotus Jewel with all the continues! This is your fucking test, bitch! I hope you studied! Because once you accept this, despite the enormous odds against you, you begin to realize, oh my god, those are my lives for this part, and you're off to the beginning of time. It's also confusing because it doesn't explain to you what you're supposed to do. You just kind of experience it like the main character does. Because of this, you're scared out of your mind, trying your best not to die, hoping that what you're doing is right. The world distorts all crazy and beautiful like, and you just become a woman of pure energy. This part is difficult because of how confused and out of the loop you are at first, because you're reading the story of the creation of Green Orange, and why it's so intent on wiping out life on Daikon while dodging bullets. The fucked up part too is that it doesn't tell you how to beat the boss. It doesn't even tell you if it is a boss that you have to beat. So the first time you go through this, you end up dead. And the game gives you a spooky ass cutscene and starts over from zero. You can't choose to start from the boss like last time, or from any of the other levels. That's what the computer was talking about. That was your only chance to beat the game. Unless you play it all over again and see it through, which I did, of course. But that's beside the point. The point is, you get a big fat F on the test, you fucking failure! Even though you have to do it all over again, it somehow doesn't feel cheap or like horrible game design. Because you're so swept up in the emotion of it all. The beauty of the visuals, the story, what you had to accomplish to defeat that boss. The fact that the computer basically tells you that if you fuck up, everything you just did and are about to do will be in vain. Losing all that progress is what separates the boys from the men. Will you chicken out or see this to the end despite the enormous odds against you? I wouldn't blame you for chickening out because you don't know what random, insane, beautiful nonsense this game will throw at you after you get past that part you died at. But you're dumb, and a chicken, and a stupid if you give up. Not only that though, at this point the game has consistently shown you how hopeless your situation is through just how insane everything gets. The robot tells you how unlikely you are to succeed and that only despair awaits you. Just the idea of being the last two fighters that can do anything about this invasion, and not even being the first choice for the job. the robot trying to keep you in a loop to avoid you even seeing the final boss, the other fighters that have been taken over other than Grapefruit, the difficulty of the game, the overwhelming forces of all the aliens you have to beat, how larger than life these aliens are. I mean, just look at that! What even is that, a lady? That doesn't look like any lady I've ever seen. She throws fucking energy hands at you and summons a million energy swords from like another dimension. This alien race is just gods. Imagine for a second, Mr. Beast just put you in a room with all the gods of the Greek pantheon and told you had to fight them using this Supreme branded brick and your prize would be a medal and maybe a blowjob. That's basically this game. As you game over time and time again, you begin to realize your odds of beating this game and the odds of the protagonist are one and the same, especially when it wipes all your progress. Mido's fight to save humanity seems hopeless, and so is your endeavor to beat this game. Every time you fully restart the game, you might get a little bit closer to beating it, but you never truly know how much there is left until you reach the end of the sequence. You, the player, are in the same position as the girl sitting in that cockpit. The overwhelming odds against the unknown terrified me as I reached the true final boss. That shit got me so nervous, I could hardly breathe properly the whole time I was doing that part. Because if I fucked up, I wouldn't be able to do this again for a while. I swear, I thought I would pass out from hyperventilating. Zero Ranger somehow manages to connect the protagonist's plight with yours. Not through cutscenes, or voice acting, or mature plots, but through gameplay and theming. Not many games have this same mood of hopelessness and despair, making it one of the many reasons this game is amazing. This is how you blend story with gameplay. This kind of story and feeling can only be experienced through the medium of video games. Games are so busy trying to be taken seriously, while there are so many more amazing ways to tell stories through this medium besides just making them glorified movies. It's a damn fucking shame that this game hasn't gotten the attention it deserves. It truly deserves to be up there with the greats like Undertale and Shovel Knight. I can't get over how amazing this game is! Oh, and yes, I did beat the game, by the way. Here's proof. The only achievement in this game is to beat it, which is just hilarious and amazing since not even 20% of the people that bought the game have done so. The cool thing too is that the game changes after you beat it. Mostly cosmetically though. Since the original aliens that tried to wipe out humanity no longer existed in the first place, the main villain trying to destroy humanity is no longer green-orange, but the Great Oppressor. And even the color palette is free from the green-orange grass because it's gray and orange now. Also, all the Buddhist iconography that was associated with green-orange disappears, and you start the game with 8 continues. You don't need to earn those orbs like before. And you escape the explosion at the end instead of getting destroyed. This shit is crazy, man. Please go out and buy this game. Support these devs. I know I'm not the right person to give the game the attention it deserves since I don't really have an audience yet, but hopefully I can convince at least one of you to buy this game. Oh, and subscribe please. Yummy.